Hi, and welcome to Season 2 of Big Sound Small Town, the podcast that spotlights the talented and diverse musicians in small towns and communities. This season we're branching out to include the community of people who make it possible for musicians to be able to perform their music, the producers, the recording engineers, the venue owners, and many others, and as always, the small town musicians. Remember, small town doesn't mean small talent. Hear their stories. On a hot summer day, I met with John at Liberty Cigars and Coffee in Gaffney, South Carolina. I smoked a cigar. We had a conversation. I had known who John was, heard him play, but had never sat down and had a conversation with him. And boy, did we have a conversation. I really find he to be a wordsmith. His words are fabulous. Pay close attention to him in his recordings. He's a great guy. Go and check him out. Check out Liberty Cigars too if you enjoy a cigar.
My circles round your golden shining light as I draw this old man's cloak across my shoulder for the night. Before my days faded, I have but just one plea. Lord, let me play the way I used to when I was young and free. The way I used to when I was young and free. While my fingers still have rhythm, my voice carries strong. While my eyes can see the music, my heart feels the song. Before the long gray evening shadows eclipsed my memory, Lord, let me play the way I used to when I was young and free. Let me play the way I used to when I was young and free. Just wanna play like I used to when I was young and free. Face the day without no worries hanging round to bother me. If only for one day, I just want to play.
Today on Big Sound Small Town, we're coming to you from Liberty Cigar and Coffee in Gaffney, South Carolina. And my guest is legendary singer-songwriter John Clayton Brackett. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, sir. Good to be here.
All right. Would you like to start this show with a song?
Sure.
All right, go for it.
The amber glow of tail lights casting shadows across her face illuminates the darkness of her bed. Just another long night, she whispers, what a waste. I'd rather be most anywhere instead. The dread of living all alone runs cold down deep inside her. She pretends to sleep until she hears The crunching of the gravel as she holds her pillow tighter. Freedom is the sound of shifting gears. It's the guardrail whine, it's that broken line rushing past you like the fragments of your wasted time. It's the highway song with the high beams on. It's the rush of running with your fears. Freedom is the sound of shifting gears. Curses the alarm clock and dresses in the blind the way he's done so many times before. He exits out the back door without mention of goodbye, and through the misty silence diesel roars. Too much windshield time alone can surely lead to second guessing every twist and turn that finally led to here. He wonders to himself about the things he might be missing. Freedom is the sound of shifting gears. It's the guardrail whine, it's that broken line rushing past you like the fragments of your wasted time. It's the highway song with the high beams on. It's the rush of running with your fears. Freedom is the sound of shifting gears. Deep in the midnight hour when the highway's gone to bed, he pulls that tractor trailer to the side as she switches off the turn lights and shakes her tired head on the serious haggard singing Mama Tried. Oh, Mama tried. It's the guardrail whine, it's that broken line rushing past you like the fragments of your wasted time. It's the highway song with the high beams on. It's the rush of running with your fear. Freedom is the sound. Freedom is the sound. Freedom is the sound of shifting gears.
Man, that's powerful.
Well, yeah.
A lot of good imagery in there. And I saw that paints a real good picture. I mean, I can see it.
Good.
Where did that idea come from?
God, that's a hard question.
I mean, I take it you.
Well, it's sort of in the vicinity of being autobiographical. It's,
okay.
You know, so written about some folks I know.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I like that. Was that a long time in coming?
Yeah, I wrote most of it in about 20 minutes, but I got hung up on the chorus, so
yeah.
it took me a long time. I didn't want to settle and maybe cut the song short by,
Right.
you know.
That's an important thing to songwriting. I mean, you know, it's one of those things that they say the song's never done until you do it. You know, for somebody live, so.
Right.
And I guess everything's open for a rewrite.
Oh yeah, sure.
That's excellent, though. I'm glad you waited. That's a good.
Thank
that's
you.
a good, strong song.
Thank you.
How did you come to songwriting, actually?
Well, I went to Graham Elementary School in Shelby. My second grade teacher was a lady named Miss Webb, and she began to teach us about words that rhyme, and it just fascinated me for some reason.
to write poetry or write little verses that rhyme.
So it started early.
Oh, way early, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, so when did you decide that it moved past Little Limerick to actually a song? Were you already a grown adult, or were you writing those when?
No, I probably started writing poems with music when I was 12, I guess.
Oh yeah. Were you already playing the guitar by then, or?
Playing at it,
So I mean, do you have one around your house all the time or something?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, they were always the ones that were set up more for a dobro than.
Right. One with big thick neck.
Yeah, and strings way too high off the frets and everything.
So you pretty much always wanted to be a songwriter.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
great. I mean, so many people come to it late. You had an early start with your music career.
Mm-hmm.
When did you start singing like publicly?
Other than church, I had some friends that we all loaded up and went to the Ponderosa Club one night.
Oh yeah.
And on a dare, they said, "Well, why don't you sit in with the band?" And it was Ray Ledford combo, And Ray was good enough to invite me up to sing, and he came and talked to me. He says, "Well, what do you know?" And I knew all the new songs like "Proud Mary" and all those tunes were brand new then, and "Cover of the Rolling Stone" and those things. "What key do you sing them in?" I said, "I don't know." He said, "Well, sing for me." And he came down actually with his guitar and figured out what key my voice was in for that tune, and he sort of custom did every tune for me. Oh yeah, what a great guy.
Yeah. Oh, that's. I mean, that is a great piece of musical history. There's, you can't be more legendary in Cleveland County than Ray Ledford.
No, not at all.
Place to get your first singing start, really.
He was an amazing man and very, very patient, and he loved music.
Plus, you got the Ponderosa experience.
Oh yeah.
Which probably set you up for most every job you had after that.
Right.
I mean, that was a different place, no doubt.
Oh yeah.
All right, so you got that going on. So, how old would you have been when you did that with
13.
13?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So still in school.
Yeah.
When did you hit your first band, your real band?
Well, let's see. I worked with a lot of guys. I worked with Jimmy Harrell and some of those guys. We had a band called Green River for a while, and I spent some time down in Columbia working around the Army base there.
Right.
But I came back to Shelby with my new bride at the time and met James Crosley.
Oh, yeah.
And so James and, let's see, Bill Pendleton and Roger White,
Yeah.
and we just stuck a band together. They liked what I did, and those guys could play anything.
Yeah, they could. They're great musicians.
So we did several years together, playing around the state line bars. And
You at that point, you wasn't including your original songs.
no, not much. Well, we had 2 or 3, and James wrote a lot, So we did write some of our stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how you have to do it. Play the covers and work your own stuff in.
Right.
If you want to play. I mean, that's the way it's been over the years.
Yeah, well, it's a little tricky. If you want to hold an audience, it has to be familiar to them. So, yeah, just sneak it in on them,
Well, you got something else you want to do? Another song?
Well, let's see. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a story that goes with this. Do you want the story?
I do.
Down at Myrtle Beach, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, down on the veranda, which is, out overlooking the water, and I saw this guy look like Jerry Garcia come stumbling off the sand. He had like a 3-pack of beer in a plastic bag, and there's John Lennon granny glasses. He looked like he fell out in 1971. He walks up to me. He says, "Hey man, you got a guitar?" He says, "I just want to play." So I said, "Well, yeah, I've got some guitars here." So I kind of drug him across the rail, and he sat down and he played. Oh, wonderfully! He played Led Zeppelin. He played Beatles, and he played everything very well. Wasn't much of a singer because apparently he'd just been outside a lot, and not doing too well. But what a great player! And And I tried to join in, and he really wasn't for that. He didn't want to jam. He didn't really want to show me anything. And so we hung out for a couple hours, and 2 or 3 days later, I was thinking about what he said. He said, "I just want to play." You know, which when you strip it all down to what it started off being for all of us, is we just wanted to play music, you know. And so this song came out of that. It's called "I Just Want to Play," and it's sort of my prayer, I guess, or my wish for myself. Captain, count my circles round your golden shining light as I draw this old man's cloak across my shoulders for the night. Before my day is faded, I have but just one plea. Let me play the way I used to when I was young and free. Let me play the way I used to when I was young and free. While my fingers still have rhythm, my voice carries strong. While my eyes can see the musings, my heart feels the song. Before the long gray evening shadows eclipse my memories, let me play the way I used to when I was young and free. Just wanna play like I used to when I was young and free. Taste the day without those worries hanging round to bother me. If only, if only, if only for one day, I just wanna play. Lord, let me rhyme again with feeling. Let my heart burn with zeal. Let me shout out my convictions from the valleys to the hills. Let me speak my mind regardless of what the price may be. Lord, let me play the way I used to when I was young and free. Play the way I used to when I was young and free. Well, the light of youth has faded into a barren dream and left a poor reflection of the man I used to seem. Before the shrouded soul collector lays bony hands on me, Lord, let me play the way I used to when I was young and free. Just wanna play like I used to when I was young and free. Face the day without those worries hanging round to bother me. If only, if only, if only for one day, I just wanna play. Captain, count my circles round your golden shining light as I draw this old man's cloak across my shoulders for the night.
That's another strong one. I'm telling you, that could be just about every musician's song that I know of.
Lord, let's pass it around.
Yeah, really. God. Do you think of yourself, have you always been the singer in bands? I mean, do you think of yourself as a singer more than tell me what you are. Singer first, songwriter first, musician first. You spent your, I mean, you're kind of famous for being the front man everywhere. You know?
I like to sing, but writing's what's dear to my heart, you know.
Well, you got that start early. I mean, that's, you know, people sit around, paid a lot of money to write songs with 2 or 3 people in Nashville, and yet here we are, a North Carolina boy right down here in South Carolina, and the songs are evidently good.
Well, thank you.
It's funny how that works. I mean, there again is my belief that the best musicians are still here doing it every day.
Oh, yeah.
They're the ones, there's 100 reasons why musicians are still here rather than someplace else, but it's got nothing to do with talent.
Well, yeah, I think so. I mean, I've seen so many just wonderful musicians, and they, like you say, every bit as good as what you find at Tootsie's or anywhere else. Probably sometimes better.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that's kind of the premise of this, is that I haven't had to look real far to find really talented musicians.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, it is. It really is. So, I mean, you got albums? You got stuff you want to plug?
Well, I've got one project. I'm ready to do another. I just when I turned 50, I got scared because 50 was old in my head, you know. Yeah, and I said, well, I'm gonna die just any minute now. And I made a bucket list of things I needed to do. I never got a tattoo, and I never jumped out of that airplane. But I said, I need a Kilroy was here just in case, because otherwise my songs will be just a bunch of words on some paper that nobody knows how they go. So I spent about a year working on a little project. It's primarily just where I was at that particular time, and it's stripped down pretty much the way you hear me live, you know.
Well, I've seen you with full bands over the years, and I know that comes across well too.
Oh yeah.
That's and you played with some of the most famous musicians that Cleveland County has.
I have, yeah.
Just about all of them actually.
At one time or the other, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's actually really good. So what does the future hold for you?
Well, I just want to sing and play as long as my hands and voice will allow. I'd like to get more into the realm of playing original music. Sometimes for me it's been a little difficult because, we were talking earlier that you tend to lose an audience on tunes that aren't familiar, so you have to kind of mix it.
Covers actually to get your own songs heard.
Yeah.
And I guess you still have to do covers when you go out and play.
I do. Sometimes I don't even say that was my song.
Right, I understand that.
Yeah. Hank Cole was at the place the other night when I played, and I just had played that first tune that I played for you, and he said, well, why don't you play some of your stuff? How Hank is.
Yes, I do.
I said, well, that one was. So the last tune, so that's kind of cool. He said, what a great thing. You said, I'm sitting here and your covers are better. I mean, your originals are better than your covers.
You're doing.
Yeah.
Is it hard for you to pick covers, or how do you go about picking your covers?
I've got to like it. If I don't absolutely love that song, I'm not going to play it. So I'm not a song and dance man. I just play what I like and hope I can put it across in a way that other people will enjoy.
So you're pretty content going out and doing your one-man stuff these days.
I love it.
It's a wonderful thing. Actually, we actually have places you can do that now, which for years, if you didn't have a band, you weren't going to play much.
That's true.
And now, I guess it's the new age.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, it is. I mean, for a long time, we had no more 2 and 3 o'clocks in the morning shows either.
Oh, man. We used to play, me and James and in Barnstorm, we played from 9 to 5. We played
yeah.
all night long.
Yep,
You know.
South Carolina jobs.
Yes, sir.
And if you haven't done those, you don't know what you're missing. Kind of in a good way.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, I had a lot of fun that I can't remember.
Yes, that's part of being a musician.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's good. You want to take us out with another one?
Okay. Yeah. I wrote this one a long, long time ago. It was for a friend that was going through some things. I won't go into the details about it, but I'll close out with this song, Free and Easy. I've only known you for a while, yet your heart I know so well. Two rebel spirits in the night, looking for a meaning, searching every trail. Free and easy, you dream of life without a care. Free and easy, like the sunlight in your hair, like the t-shirt that you wear. You and I were much the same, that restless feeling that we feel. Quite early we abandoned the game in search of life that's really real. Hold up in this bungalow here in the holy city. Outside my gates the hard winds blow. I believe that it's a pity to be this far down the line with no comfort to be found. Just a half-spent box of wine, hear that lonesome freight train sound. Oh, I would run if I could. Oh, I would run if I could. I would run. When I was a younger man, I did not give a care. Now all of my way-laid plans are crumpled in despair. Too late for turning back. This far in the bend, I must accept the fact this is all that might have been. Oh, I would run if I could. Oh, I would run if I could. Cannot still the voices rumbling in my head, nor can I mend the choices that made this old hard bed. I'm a shadow by the tracks, a feather in the wind. Passers by relax, I'm just looking for a friend.